Building a true LA icon. As you heard on the shuttle, LAX entered its most creative expansion phase in the 1950s as the jet age arrived. In 1953, the LA Board of Airport Commissioners approved the expansion of the airport. They approved a master plan for the expansion. The plan was prepared by William Pereira and Charles Luckman of Pereira-Luckman. In '55, they were selected to head the joint venture that also included Weldon Beckett and Paul Williams. Pereira was designated as the principal designer. Preliminary design was done by his senior students at USC. Free labor. They originally came up with the concept of a centralized version. Sepulveda Boulevard down here, you get dropped off, main entry, long concourse to the main building, and then you went out to your airplanes at the smaller satellite facilities. This doesn't allow for much expansion. What they finally settled on was the one you're standing in the middle of now. Sepulveda Boulevard, the ring road that goes around it, 7 terminals were constructed around it. One was assigned to each of the major carriers at the time, which were TWA, American, Western, which is no more. United got 2 of them, and the other 2 were assigned to regional carriers and international, which was relatively small at the time. You also notice that LAX was designed for on-site parking. 5,000 spaces in the center. The goal was you never had to walk more than 40 feet to your terminal. Now remember, that was to the terminal. Then of course once you hit there, then you had to walk out across the tarmac. They didn't have the covered concourses at that point, and onto your plane. LAX was designed to accommodate 23 million passengers per year at that time. We now handle triple that, 75 million roughly. In late '58, Pereira was bought out by Luckman. Construction began on the airport in '59 and was finished, as much as anything at LAX has ever finished, in '62. When opened, LAX was called the best and most impressive in the world. Now, of course, that was by the LA Times, the hometown paper. But you knew when you arrived at LAX that LA had arrived. We had this huge, gleaming new facility. And in the center of it was the theme building. The designers knew that they needed a central point for the facility. So the designers came up with a plan, and inspiration was drawn from the 1953 movie War of the Worlds. And conveniently enough, Pereira's brother, Hal, was the art director on that. The original sketches for the building showed 8 legs, then they cut it down to 6, and then they finally came down to the 4 we see now. Otherworldly inspiration, you know, we are in the jet age. You know, they're going for the stars. Note the one of the few remaining light standards with the 8 cobra heads coming out from it. And the building really is a true icon of Los Angeles. A number of movies have been shot here. The premiere party for one of the Austin Powers movies was here at the restaurant. And the restaurant was also the site of John Travolta's 50th birthday party. Now remember, he's also a licensed commercial pilot. His 707's parked over on the other side of the airport. So